Let's throw some jabs.
The fight starts now!
All right, Sergio, so on Saturday, Gilberto Ramirez returns to the ring against Dominic Bocel, and while Zurdo will attempt to extend his perfect record, he does not have a big fight on the horizon. Any thought of taking on Dimitri Bivol was likely dashed while Bivol waits to figure out what's happening with Canelo Alvarez, and the light heavyweight titles are tied up elsewhere. So, Sergio, what is the next big fight for Gilberto Ramirez?
Right now, there's not a big fight, man. It's in the horizon because, like you said, all the light heavyweight monsters are tied up. Better be if it's going to be fighting Joe Smith Jr., we're going to get one monster out of there, and then Bivol just beat a monster in Canelo. So I just don't see it happening in the next 6 months. So because of that, keep doing what you're doing, man. Look, Ramirez is 4-0, 4 knockouts at light heavyweight. Maybe number 5 on Saturday. But what they are doing with Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez correctly is they're moving him right on the big stage with Hispanic communities, Mexican-American communities. They took him to San Antonio, got a stoppage. They took him to LA, Bank of California, got the stoppage. Ontario this Saturday, we'll see if he gets the stoppage. His brand is building. He's becoming more popular on the main stage, and he's filling out arenas. He's filling out crowds.
Okay, let me ask you something. Do you even look at the Dazn boxing schedule? Because in less than 2 weeks, we are going to see a light heavyweight in the UK who is also looking for a big name opponent. Joshua Buatsi is a 2016 British Olympian who is undefeated, got good power, and trying to make a name for himself on his own. He is going to take on Craig Richards over in the UK, and if he wins, he's going to be on the lookout for a big opponent. And with the world titles all tied up for the foreseeable future, why not make Buatsi against Gilberto Ramirez? You have one Mexican fighter who's a big name in Southern California. You've got another rising star over in the UK. You can do it on either continent. You can do whatever you want. You can make that fight. Those are two big power punches. And Buatsi, even though he's relatively new in his pro career, just turning pro after those Olympics, he's 29 years old and he's ready for a challenge. Gilberto Ramirez would be an ideal challenge for Joshua Buatsi.
Yeah, you've spoken highly of Buatsi, and I think the world of him. I know you have your stories with him from the Olympics. I get it. He's going to be something special. Well, he is something special, but he's not a champion yet. Gilberto Ramirez, he's a former champion, and he's already at the cusp of getting a title shot at light heavyweight. So for right now, he brings more to the table.
Point. That's not the point.
No, that is the point because nobody knows him.
That is not the
nobody
point.
Nobody knows Buatsi in the West Coast.
Oh, okay. So do they know Dominic Bocel? Like, is that a guy that West Coast boxing fans are going to be buying tickets to go and see?
Yeah, but Bozel's not going to demand Buatsi money. That's my point. So just keeping him busy on the West Coast around the right kind of fans.
What do you care how much money it costs? It's not your money. They're not taking money out of your pocket. This should be an easy fight to make. Gilberto Ramirez is with Golden Boy. Joshua Buatsi is with Matchroom. Make the fight happen, combine the budgets, whatever you have to do to make that fight happen. Because Buatsi's out there, and if he beats Craig Richards, who is that fringy type contender who gave Dimitri Bivol all he could ask for a couple of fights ago, Buatsi's going to want a big fight. And Zurdo's out there. Zurdo, to his credit, calls out everybody. He, for years, was calling out Canelo Alvarez. For the last year, he was calling out Dimitri Bivol. I got press release after press release in my inbox from Ramirez's team calling out different fighters. Why not turn your attention to Joshua Buatsi? Undefeated, well known in the UK, the winner would take a big step forward and put himself in prime position to get that world title shot next year.
Ramirez was calling out the #1 fighter on the planet, and he was calling out a champion, undefeated champion in Bivol. That's the reason he was calling him out. He wants a title shot at 175. Buatsi, yes, he brings a lot to the table, but he brings no straps. So why is he going to go backwards, or why is he going to give that fight to the promoters? I just don't see that fight happening. Yes, it could be popular if they go across the pond doing it at a stadium. We know, British boxing fans are the best boxing fans, but they're not marketing Ramirez that way. They're doing it on the West Coast with Mexican-American fans, and they're taking care of business. He's like one of the best fighters in the Golden Boy roster right now, and with a big win on Saturday, they're this close to making a lot of money with Zurdo. They moved them the right way. Why are they going to move him towards Buatsi if he can get, in a tough fight, or maybe even lose that fight? Doesn't make sense.
why doesn't it make sense? What do you want this guy to do? Is there a bigger fight out there for Gilberto Ramirez right now than Joshua Buatsi?
No,
then what are we
there
talking
isn't.
about? This was the question. What's the biggest fight out there?
Because
they moved
they maneuvered Ramirez the right way to the position he is in. He's headlining. He's knocking out guys. He's tasted the water at light heavyweight, 4-0, 4 knockouts. He's this close to making the big money, to getting the guys Bivol, the winner better be of Joe Smith. Why will they go backwards to Buatsi? Look, I would love to see that fight. Knowing Ramirez, he'll probably take that fight. Golden Boy Promotions might not want to make that fight. Too much risk, not enough reward.
He's not close to getting a fight against the winner of Better BF Smith. He is not getting that fight in 2022. He might not be in position to get that fight until the third quarter of 2023. What do you want this guy to do between now and then? He's beating up guys like Yuneski Gonzalez. He might beat up someone like Dominic Bassell. Why not put him in a big fight before then?
Okay, I got an idea for you. I know another fighter that's looking for a big payday, can't get an opponent. He'll have to move up. David Benavidez, baby. David Benavidez, Zurdo Ramirez, Las Vegas. There's your big fight right there. There's your big fight and big money that can be made as well.
You just named a fight that has zero chance of happening. 0.0 chance of happening. Gilberto Ramirez versus David Benavidez. Promotional issues, weight issues, it doesn't matter. It has no chance of happening. Why you won't get on board? Why you won't get on board with one of the most makeable fights you could make for Gilberto Ramirez is beyond me. Ramirez Buatsi would be a massive event, UK or US, before the end of the year.
7 zeros will make that fight happen. Benavidez Ramirez.